Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our College World Series 21 series that we have going. And we are in the College World Series final facing off against the Alabama Crimson Tide. And we are down to the final game of the season. The series is tied, and we have an elimination game ahead of us right now. Looking at some of the highlights we've had, it has been a back and forth battle. Some games our offense has been on point, other games our offense has been nowhere to be seen. But so far, the series is tied up at, well, it really and technically real life would be 1-1, but this is MLB The Show, so it's technically a 3-3 series right now. And we are going to be going into the deciding final one here in front of everybody in this crowd. Now, this is a big-time game for us. Emerson has been fantastic in closing. Emerson has shown up in closing. Marlon Sweet, Michael Novo, Drew Crane, Harvey Hayes. When our offense has been on point, these guys have been just spectacular for us. It's something that really has pushed us through some of those down times in this postseason that has got us here, and I think we're ready to take that next step. But we shall see as we get going here into Game 7, the final game of the College World Series final matchup. And this is a big one. Alabama versus Texas, a rematch of the 2009 BCS national title that went to the Crimson Tide. And we're going to try to take this one away from them here in 2021 with a world championship or national championship of our own. Now, this is our College World Series stadium that we have created. As you see, we are tied 3-3. We won the first two, Alabama the next two, and then we kind of traded one off. But if you look at the scores, 2-1, 4-3, 4-2, 9-4, 4-1. Our offense, when it's on point, we're good. When it's not, we can't really get anything going. Our pitching has been really outstanding, I think, overall in this series, I would say, outside of the one game in which Alabama was able to score 9 runs. But other than that, we've held them what amounts to about 4 runs or less. And so we're going to get this one started out with Gil Laceros going to be on the mound. He is 2-0 in this postseason, sporting a 2.93 ERA, 1 walk with 9 strikeouts, giving up 18 hits, and a 1.24 whip. And he's been one of our star guys this postseason. 3 starts, like I said, 2-0, trying to make it 3-0, undefeated in the postseason. And first up is going to be Tom Devino for the Crimson Tide, sporting a .339 batting average. And that first pitch from Laceros is going to be a strike down low in the corner. 0-1 is the count. And the second pitch is going to be popped up to the left. Drew Crane is going to settle up underneath it. That's a pretty hard hit fly ball. But it's right to Crane, so he didn't have to move too much to get it. And that will be the first out of this game. Now up next is going to be Dimaggio, Bingham, Wells, Herzog, Aquino, Bruno, Aquino, and Brown will round out the Crimson Tide offense. And if you look at those batting averages, not a whole lot of them below 300, so this should be a pretty tough matchup. Coming up next, I did mention Greg Dimaggio for the Crimson Tide, sporting a .302 batting average coming into this game. And that first pitch is going to be fouled off for a strike. Now, in the postseason, he does have 7 RBIs, but 0 home runs to his credit, which hopefully can work out a little better for us. Now, the 0-1 delivery, it's going to be another fly ball deep to left field. Crane settles under that one, and that is going to be out number 2 here in the top of the first inning. As we are underway, 4 pitches, 2 outs, both pop-ups to left field. We just need to make sure they're not able to actually get a hold of one and drive it out. So up third for the Crimson Tide is going to be Robert Bingham. .266 is the batting average, but his weapon really is speed if he can get on the base path. First pitch is going to be a ball. 1-0 is the count as Lucero delivers pitch number 2. Swing and a miss on a changeup down low in the zone. And that's going to bring the count even at that tied-up delivery comes, and that's going to be a swing and a strike on a sinker down in the zone. Once again, he's struggling to hit the ball down as the count is 1-2. And now he's going to ground one out. Laceros, he grounds it out to second, and we get it over to Greg Baker at first. That was pretty easy play for Novo there at second. Gil Laceros getting a 3-up, 3-down inning, 0 hits. That's what you're looking for. That's what you need when you get started in a big-time game like this. Now for the Crimson Tide, they are going to have Sean Cabrera. He's also 2-0 with 3 starts, but he does have 2 walks for 13 strikeouts, giving him 19 hits. And his ERA, though, is a 3.31, pitching just over 16 innings in this postseason. Now, to start us off, it is going to be Michael Novo. We have done some changes to our lineup just to try to mix things up a little bit. He's got 0 home runs and 2 RBIs with a lowly 145 batting average, but hopefully, we can actually perform in this game and kind of come through in this big spot. Now, that first pitch will be down low for a ball. That is going to be 1-0 count here to Novo as we get this game started off for the Longhorns offense. And the delivery gets set and comes in by Cabrera. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch, painting the black more or less. I know it shows it to be inside on that little box right there, but that thing definitely seemed more outside than what that was. Now his very next pitch is going to be a ball on the inside. His count is going to be 2-1 here to get this started off. And if we can get a leadoff runner going, that would be just premier way to get this game started. Next pitch is going to be a strike on the outside. 2-2 is the count. Now this thing is all tied up here, bottom of the first inning. And the delivery. That's going to be a line drive to center. Will it get down? It does! Michael Novo is going to reach base here with the 2-2 count, and he drives it, line drive to center field, and that will bounce in front of their fielder as he is now on first with the lead-off single. And that's the type of thing we are hoping this change in our lineup can produce for us, as little hits like that. Now, Marlon Sweet is going to be coming up second. He is batting .296 this postseason for the Longhorns. That's definitely better than what his regular season batting average was. So he has definitely stepped it up here in these extra games. Now 1-0 is the count as they do check Novo at first. And I'm not really sure why they're checking him at first because, he doesn't have a whole lot of speed. He's not much for stealing bases, but I guess you just got to check your guys anyways. Now that next pitch is going to be a down-low changeup, which really should have been a ball. However, it does swing and miss, and that turns into a strike. Now 1-1 is the count, and he's going to drive that one to third. It's a bouncer, so they get him at second, and they get it over to first, and Marlon Sweet's going to ground out in a double play. Oh, wait, he pulled him off the bag. Sweet is going to stay on base, and if you look at that replay, they get him at second, but the throw at first was wide and pulls him off the bag. So Sweet, on the fielder's choice, stays at first right there. That could be a costly mistake by this Crimson Tide defense, leaving a man on. And so Drew Crane's going to come to the plate now with 1 out in the first. Sweet on first. And then Crane's going to blast one through. Sweet was going to go to third, but they have a good arm right there. And really, he probably could have made it, but I need to play smart. I don't want to try to push this too much in this game. Making the stupid mistakes can really cost you here. Now, after that single by Crane, Harvey Hayes is going to step up. 2 men on, 1 out, bottom of the first. Hayes, .306 batting average, a big-time power hitter for us, as the first pitch is going to be a fastball inside for a ball. So the count is going to be 1-0, and they have to be careful pitching to Hayes. You don't want to go around him because of the guys he's got behind him, but you also can't throw him a pitch that's too easy to hit as that second pitch goes down and away for a ball. Count is now 2-0 to Hayes as Cabrera delivers. That's going to paint the outside edge on that changeup. 2-1 is now the count. That was a great pitch to counter after those last two. So 2-1 delivery on the outside again with that fastball. 3-1 is going to be the count. Dante Pollard is going to be on deck. So once again, we got some clutch hitting coming up. You don't want to always just walk a man. And 3-1 is the count. Hayes drives it to deep left center. It's going to drop in. We got one man coming around, Marlon Sweet. And, oh my goodness, Drew Crane will stay at third. Marlon Sweet gets on home. Hayes with the RBI single here in the bottom of the first inning. He just drove that cutter, saw it coming, pushed it to the left center, and our speedy guy is getting around. Probably could have tried to push it, but why not when you could leave a man in scoring position. And now Dante Pollard is coming to the plate here with a man at third and Hayes at first. As that first pitch comes in down low and inside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. The Longhorns now lead 1-0 in this ball game. And the second pitch is going to be fouled off to the left side, which will make the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike apiece. Cabrera now delivers. Swing and a miss by Pollard. He gave it a cut, but that changeup just threw our timing off too much, and we came around way too early. So 1-2 is the count now as Cabrera comes home with it. Pollard's going to get it through the right side of the infield. Crane scores. Hayes is over to second, and Pollard is now standing on first. And this score is 2-0 Texas as we are jumping all over the Crimson Tide early in this World Series finale. And what a shot. Poached it right through the infield on that one. Once again, taking it the opposite way. Smart hitting is what's going on by this Longhorn offense, and it is really starting to pay off. Now, Greg Baker is going to come to the plate here. There's still only 1 out in the bottom of the first inning, as we do have Harvey Hayes on second and Pollard on first. So guys who can run a little bit. Now, 1-0 pitch comes into Baker. Swing and a miss on that high fastball. That was probably more like a ball on that one. A little bit high and out of the zone. But we do swing anyways, and that's going to be strike number 1 here to Baker in the bottom of the first. So the count is 1-1 as Cabrera gets set, and he comes home with the pitch. And Baker's going to drive it deep to right field. That's got some space. It's going, and it's only halfway. That was a lot deeper than, it looked a lot deeper than what I thought it was. So, yeah, my bad call on that one. As Baker flies out, that'll bring up Luis Padilla, followed by Cairo, and then our DH, Abraham Rivera, will finish off the 9 hitters for the Longhorns in this game. Now, Luis Padilla steps up 2 out. He has been clutch for us all season. Let's see if he can't do it again. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 is the count. The first pitch is going to come into him on an inside fastball. That's going to be called for a ball. And so the count is 1-0 now to Padilla, as he's going to be getting set here for the 1-0 pitch. And Cabrera comes in and delivers it. Down low, but fouled off by Padilla. He's trying to get an eye on that fastball. He's almost got that timing down. It's just a matter of swings before we drive one. He's going to swing and miss. Padilla got caught off guard with that changeup. Count is now 1-2 as Cabrera is trying to get out of this inning, only giving up 2 runs. And that next one's going to come in for a strike. Padilla strikes out looking, as that one will finish off this inning. But the Longhorns do snatch 2 runs real early from the Crimson Tide, as we have got a 2-0 lead now here in the College World Series finale. And so we're going to jump ahead to the 4th inning. Alabama is still hitless. Gil Laceros is looking at a perfect game at this point right now as we come into here at the 4th inning. We did add 1 extra run, so we are leading now 3-0 in this game, trying to just maintain and hold on. And if you look at the type of pitching performance Gil Laceros has had, he is throwing consistent strikes. As he gets another strikeout right there, rung him up on a sinker. That's his 2nd strikeout of the game. And if you see his pitch total, he's only at 26. So a lot of the outs we're getting them on early swings, ground outs, pop outs, and that has really been paying off for us up to this point. Now Laceros delivers his 2nd pitch to Dimaggio, and that's going to be fouled off as the count is now 0-2. As we get set here on the 3rd pitch, Laceros delivers at home, fouled off again with a sinker. Dimaggio is battling, trying to get a hit. He's 0 for 1 on the day, trying to come through for his Crimson Tide. And he's going to ground that one up the middle to short, and he's going to gather that up and fire it across as Sweet nails him at first. And that's going to be the 2nd out here of the 4th inning. And so, like I said, they are hitless. This is a perfect game by Laceros. His pitching has been on point. That's kind of what I mentioned in the pregame segment, is where if our pitching is on point, we are almost impossible to stop, is what I'll say about that. And coming through, Bingham swings at that pitch. That's going to be a strike as the count is now 1-1. And Lacero comes home with it on the inside edge. But that's called for a ball. Could have gone either way. So 2-1 is the count now as Lacero comes home. And he's going to be a grounder right up to the middle to Novo, who's going to easily get it over to Baker at first. And that will end the top half of the fourth inning. And so now we're going to advance on up to the sixth inning, where we still have a perfect game going, ladies and gentlemen. Longhorns are still leading 3-0. We have got a perfect game in the works. Gil Laceros, he's at 43 pitches now, coming up here into the sixth inning. An 0-2 count on Pablo Bruno for the Crimson Tide, who fouls off that pitch, that changeup on the down low and away, as the count will remain 0-2. They are starting to get a little bit of a time on our man Laceros there, but not on that one, as that sinker has been nasty. That helps him get his fourth strikeout of the game, maintaining the perfectness that is Gil Laceros. Now comes up Jeff Aquino, who's 0 for 1 on the day, facing off against Laceros already. That first pitch is going to be a changeup down low, but called for a strike. The count is 0-1. And here comes Laceros' delivery down low once again, kind of in the same area, but we didn't get the call that time, as it's all tied up at 1-1. That's the count. And that's going to be another ground ball up the middle to Novo, and he's going to gather it up, scoop it over to Baker, and that's the second out of the sixth inning. And if you look, Laceros only have 48 pitches. He's getting a lot of ground outs, a lot of pop outs, but nothing hit solid so far. And now even on the next batter, he's going to get him to ground out to Padilla at third. He gets it over to Baker with plenty of time. And that was a great inning pitch by Laceros. You could not ask for anything more. And look at that, 0 runs, 0 hits for the Crimson Tide as we just get through the top half of the sixth. Now we're going to move up here for the Longhorns' attempt at bat. And their Crimson Tide are going to have to bring in a new pitcher. They bring in Jamison Jowers, who, his stats are okay. Not what it's kind of what you'd expect from a middle-of-the-pack type of reliever. And what's sad for him is the first batter he has to face is going to be Luis Padilla, who, granted, he is 0 for 2 on the day, but still, it's one of those, you never want to face him because one swing of the bat and you see him marching on home, is what I'll say about Padilla right there. Now we do start getting some guys warming up in the bullpen. We bring in Gil Tejada, who's one of our main setup guys. If we have to get a closing situation going, he's the man I want to set up Emerson to finish this one off. Now the second pitch from Jowers is going to be a down low ball, make the count 2-0. And the third one, a slider, that's going to be a 3-0 is now the count. And they are being real careful with Padilla on this one. 3-0 count. He's going to drive it down to the left. He does swing. Luis Padilla, he's going to reach first on a single line drive right over the third baseman's head. Nothing he could do about it, as he is now on base. No outs here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And here comes Andres Cairo, who's had a hell of a game so far, who's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. And the first pitch is going to come into him, and he's going to foul that one off, as that was a big-time swing from him, as the count is now 0-1 to Cairo. Jowers delivers, swing, and another miss by Cairo. He's not afraid to swing the bat. You can say that at least. So 0-2 here in the bottom of the sixth, as we have Padilla on first. Swing and a miss by Cairo. That's going to be a strikeout, as he swung at an off-speed pitch slider outside of the zone. Kind of had him fooled the whole way, if you ask me. And so now one out is here in the bottom of the sixth inning, as Abraham Rivera steps up to the plate. You haven't seen too much of him in the season. We use him as a DH and sometimes a relief catcher for Cairo. Now he is 0 for 2 on the afternoon, so we're not sure if he gets another chance. We may need to look at possibly replacing him if he continues to not produce. However, 1-1 is the count to Rivera. The next pitch is going to be a pitch out, trying to see if Padilla is going to steal, but once again, he does not have the speed. A lot of our guys don't have the type of speed to steal, so we generally don't do it all that much. Now 2-1 the count to Rivera, and he's going to deliver it home, and he's going to line it down the left field line once again. And Padilla is going to come around second. He's going to third, slides in as Rivera gets a line drive double. They tried to get Padilla at third, but just unable to make anything happen. And look at that, just a good shot right over third base, down the line in the field of play. And the left fielder struggling to catch up with it and has to work to get his feet settled up underneath him. So now Michael Novo, 2 for 3 on the afternoon, is coming up with an RBI opportunity as we have two guys, Padilla and Rivera, in position to score. And that second pitch is going to be a fouled ball. That was a deep foul. That was what I call a long strike right there, bringing the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike apiece. Now Jowers delivers. He's got a hold of that one deep to right field. It's going, and it's going to be caught at the wall, but we do get a man home on the score. That was great. Luis Padilla on the sacrifice fly. Thought we had ourselves a home run there, but it was just not meant to be. So Marlon Sweet comes up after the sac fly, and he gets to the plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Marlon Sweet has struggled today, he is 0 for 3 on the afternoon because of that fielder's choice from the first inning. Now the first pitch will be a ball, and the second pitch is going to be a swinging strike. Goes changeup outside, fastball inside, evening the count at 1-1. Now Jowers comes home, and he's going to line it up the middle. It's through the defense. Another one's going to score. Sweet is at first with an RBI single as we bring Rivera home on that one. And that was a great hit. We now lead this game 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. If we can keep Laceros on the mound all the way through and finish this one off, you know, we're looking at possible records of perfect games and everything right now. But that's for later on. That's for us to worry about later on. At this moment, Drew Crane is stepping up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. He has got just a single. He did score a run earlier, but he does have 4 home runs this postseason with 8 RBIs. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th as Sweet stands at first trying to come home, and Crane's going to swing and miss at that changeup. And that was a big-time cut. Just came around way too early as the count is evened up at 1 apiece. And the third pitch comes in, a slider on the outside. It should have been a ball, but was called for a strike as the count is now 1-2. And the delivery comes down low. It gets a little bit away from the catcher, but he wrangles it in pretty carefully as Sweet stays at first. Now 2-2 delivery coming in from Jowers, and Crane's going to hold off, and that's going to bring the count to full. Now Drew Crane stands in with the full count as Jowers has 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss by Drew Crane. We thought we had the eye on that one. It just wasn't meant to be. And so that will end the 6th inning. However, we do put up a couple more runs in this one to lead 5-0. Now here we come to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Dante Pollard, who's 2 for 3 on the day, is up to the plate. There are no outs with, or 1 out with nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. And the count is now evened at 1 ball, 1 strike apiece. And so here comes the delivery from the Crimson Tide reliever that's now brought in the game. Johan Ramos just came in to face off against Pollard, and he has a count at 2-1. On the next pitch, Pollard, perfect timing, deep left center field. It's back, it's gone. Home run, Texas. Oh my goodness. Oh baby, Dante Pollard. He saw it and he drove it. Got a hold of that one right over dead center of the plate, and he drives that one deep to left center. See you later. No doubter. Have a good afternoon, sir. And that pitch came in just a mistake to deliver, and Pollard finishes it off, takes complete advantage, and blasts a 403-foot homer to left center field as we now lead this game 6-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And on the next batter, Greg Baker kind of hits a little blooper to the pitcher, kind of starting to ruin that momentum just a wee bit as he gets the 2nd out of the inning. Now Luis Padilla steps up to the plate, who's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. And he's going to check at his first swing as that one comes in for a ball and is called as such. So 1-0 is the count to Padilla as Ramos delivers. And Padilla's going to hit a deep drive, right center field. Will it get down? It's going. And it does. It gets down off the wall. Padilla, he's going to round second. He's on his way to third. And they throw it in. He slides. Safe at third. Luis Padilla, big time triple. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Luis Padilla drove that one to deep right center. There was no catching it. It looked like they were going to come close, but just could not get to it. And it bounces off the warning track in the wall. And Padilla on his keister, hauling all the way over to third, slides in safely with a big-time triple. Now Andres Cairo, trying to extend this lead, steps up. He is 2 for 3 on the afternoon. He's going to drive that first pitch deep left field. And it goes right to the left fielder, unfortunately, as that will end the inning. Now Dante Pollard did his damage. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen, as Pollard cranks that home run. 0 hits, 0 runs by the Crimson Tide. Still a perfect game going at this point. And so that's where we're going to be now, is at the top of the 8th inning as Gil Laceros gets ready to continue this bid for perfection. And the first pitch is going to become a ball or a strike down low, actually, on that changeup, as 0-1 is the count to Maurice Wells, the Crimson Tide cleanup hitter. The second pitch will be fouled off, as it count is now 0-2. Maurice Wells 0-2 on the day, as Laceros tries to make it 0-3, but not with the ball coming in next. And here comes Laceros on the delivery, and that's going to be inside, and that hit him. Well, our bid for perfection is gone, but maybe we still have a no-hitter possibility. Now, Laceros is getting a little tired. I think that's pretty obvious by the lack of control and the exhaustion meter that we have going, right? And so facing off against Paul Herzog, who's 0 for 2 on the day, with an 0-2 count. He actually drives that one to the right, as it will get past Novo. Now we will hold him at second, so Alabama does have a man at first and second. 0 outs here in the top of the 8th inning, as they are trying to get this one, trying to get a comeback, trying to get something going. And so we take a look at our bullpen, and we had him stretching, just throwing some simple tossing, but now we got Gil Tejada actually warming up. Probably not going to set up a closing opportunity, but maybe he can at least finish this one off. And Laceros now facing Geronimo Aquino, who's got the count at 0-2 after fouling off a fastball. Aquino is also 0 for 2 on the afternoon. And here comes the delivery by Laceros. He hits a little dribbler up the middle. It's gathered in. First to second, then back to first. It's good for the double play. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Short to second to first. What a double play. I believe that's what you call a 6-4-3, if I'm not mistaken. As that one swept up by Sweet over to Novoa, and then following through on the throw, getting it out with Baker at first. So after that double play, here comes Pablo Bruno to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day, as Gil Laceros is still facing, still in there for this one. Now the first 2 pitches, I'm not sure how we didn't get a call on that second pitch, but they were close. However, they were called a ball. And he's going to drive that one deep down left field line. It stays just fair, and the Crimson Tide will score 1 runner as the man gets on second, as that perfect bid, 0 run, shutout, all that ruined in the matter of 1 swing. So we do make a mound visit so we can get out to the bullpen. Gil Tejada, he's warmed up, he's ready to go. And we will go ahead and put him in the game to try to finish this one off for the Longhorns. And see if we can't seal the deal. Just a little warm-up pitching right there. And now we get back to the game, facing off against Jeff Aquino. And that's going to be a high foul ball on the first pitch to him. Crane trying to chase it down, just unable. And the count is now 0-1 as Tejada delivers. Down low for a ball with that off-speed pitch. Thought it was in, but called a ball. So the count is even at 1 apiece. And he's going to hit one deep line drive. And Hayes can't come down with it. He dives for it, but unable to make the catch. And that runner is going to score from second. The Crimson Tide have now cut into this lead with 2 runs here in the top of the 8th inning. The score, 2 for the Crimson Tide and 6 for the Longhorns here in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs as Gil Tejada needs to get control quickly before things get out of hand. Now Odell Brown, who's 0 for 2 on the day, he's going to look at that one, strikeout, inning over for the Crimson Tide offense as they got 2 runs on 3 hits right there. And they try to make something of a comeback. So much so we're going to get here at the top of the 9th inning. We did not score any in the 8th, so we still lead by 4, 6-2 here, top of the 9th. And coincidentally, top of the lineup for the Crimson Tide, and Devino drives it deep left center. Crane is going to be under that one, as that's going to be an easy first out of the top of the 9th inning. And that was a big one that we needed. And look at Gil Laceros, 7.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts on 72 pitches thrown. That was a fantastic afternoon for that young man. He should be proud of his performance, regardless of how the rest of this game works out. So now with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning, Gil Tejada is facing off against Greg Dimaggio, who's 0 for 3 for the Crimson Tide this afternoon. Now that second pitch is going to be counted as a strike, down and away, but in the zone. So the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike apiece. Now Tejada is going to get a sign, and he comes home with the pitch. Swing and a foul ball by Dimaggio off to the left side on that off-speed pitch down low in the zone. Count now 1-2. Tejada delivers. He hits a line drive right between the first and second baseman, and the Crimson Tide may have something working here, as they now have Dimaggio on first, and that's not what you need to see. Robert Bingham 0 for 3 on the day. He's going to step in. Still only 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning, trying to make something happen. Tejada delivers the second pitch. That's going to be down low before a strike, barely in the zone, painting the black. 0-2 is the count. And that third one's going to be a little dribbler over to first as they toss it to the Baker, grabs it, tosses it to Tejada, and that is out number 2 in this game. 1 out away, ladies and gentlemen. 1 out away, facing off against Maurice Wells, the cleanup hitter for the Crimson Tide, who's 0 for 2 in the afternoon, trying to extend this thing for them. So we are now 2 strikes away with the count being at 1 ball, 1 strike apiece. Gil Tejada trying to finish this one off. Delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball down low. Tejada got him with that off-speed. Count is 1-2. Could be the final strike is going to be fouled, and so we're going to do that all over again. 1-2, still to Maurice Wells. Tejada delivers down low for a ball just out of the zone. Count is now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes apiece. And Tejada comes home, and that's going to be fouled again. Maurice Wells is fighting tooth and nail to extend this game. And here comes the delivery. Down up high for a strike, for a ball. You've got to be kidding me. Full count, payoff pitch. Tejada comes home. Fouled off by Maurice Wells again as we get into about the 8th pitch of this at bat. And we got the payoff one more time. It's going to be a deep line drive to right center. Pollard's under it. That's it. Longhorns win. Longhorns are your national champions. They take home the College World Series trophy. What a way to end the season. The Texas Longhorns take this one all the way. They struggled during parts of the season. The beginning was a struggle for us, especially. Finally got our lineup found out. Then our offense went cold. And now here we are, World Series champions. And that is the greatest way to finish off a season that I can imagine. Look at these guys celebrating, these kids out there. You got to feel great for them. That final out gets caught by Pollard. Novo, he can't contain himself. He's ecstatic, running and jumping. So much so, look at that guy fall in the background right there. That's probably why he rides the bench, is what I would say. As we will hoist that trophy up. Big time win for this program. And that's the first step to creating a college baseball powerhouse, is you got to win one to be able to win another one. And so we will see what we can do in the next season, as there's no rest for the weary. And with that in mind, if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, I would definitely suggest you go ahead and hit that button and join us for Season 3 and hit that little notification icon for every time we do upload any Champion Sons content, especially the College World Series. And so I will see y'all for the Season 2, I will see y'all for Season 2 here with college baseball as we get set and ready to continue to build this dynasty of a program. So until then, everybody, stay safe, and well, you guys know how it goes. Later, y'all.